Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Francis, with a new friend of the channel, Zoe from the Hangout Room. Hi, Zoe. How are you?
I'm excited.
So Zoe is a big super fan of the challenge, and a friend of ours, a friend of the podcast, Chris, who everybody most likely knows, let me know that she was maybe interested in doing some collaborations around the challenge. So I was like, I have watch parties on Wednesday for the new season of Allstars. Would you be interested in joining me? And so Zoe said yes, and so she is here. But she hasn't watched the first 2 episodes yet. I feel really bad. I feel bad that we're spoiling you here. I really want you to see them.
I already seen all the spoilers on social media. I really need to stay off social media until I see the episode. But the spoilers, I'm just like, okay, I already know everything that happened, so you might as well just keep the ball going at this point.
So where are you coming from? Where do you live?
I live in South Africa, in a city called Durban. I was previously in Johannesburg, and I just moved to a new city in the East Coast, the Indian Ocean, in South Africa.
Okay, and so how are you a super fan of the challenge all the way over in South Africa?
Oh my God, I used to watch it on the MTV in South Africa because of how vulgar the show was. When I was in high school, it only has to play at midnight. So you literally have to wait till after midnight to watch the challenge. And I used to do that and with my mom, like, okay, she's asleep, turn down the volume and just pray that when she walks in, Nani is not doing anything funny because I'll probably get a slap on my face for that. So that's how I got to know the challenge, all because of MTV channel and after night sessions, because it was that bad. It was that bad. For South Africa TV, it was no. Like back in the days, so it wasn't on prime time. But the only season they have shown on like prime time is World of the War 1, because that one is less drama, less alcohol, less partying, and just more like challenges. So that one they showed on prime time, but everything else you get it on Netflix or just wait for midnight, 2 a.m. in the morning, then just watch it.
So how many seasons have you watched? Like, when did you start becoming a fan? You said high school. I don't know when high school was for you. When did you start becoming a fan? And have you gone back and watched previous seasons? Like, how much of a super fan are you?
My first season, introduction season, was Battle of the Seasons.
Oh,
that was the first thing I watched.
That's what you watched? Oh my God, that's terrible, that one.
It was a Battle of the Season. I like Zach and Jonah. I'm like, oh my God, this couple look toxic and weird. And like, okay, I liked it. And then, but because of the time difference and how it wasn't on Prime TV, MTV will play it Monday to Thursday every day. And do double doses. So when the season ends, they just move on to the next one and next one. So it was like a marathon of seasons. So when I started, I couldn't even keep up what season it was. I was like waking up at 2 o'clock, 12 in the morning just to watch Kara. She was the first person I saw on TV, like the face. I'm like, oh, she's pretty. Who is she? Then I just hang on to the drama. But I went back and I started from season 11. Yeah, so from season 11, and then I caught up with all the seasons from season 11. Anything prior to that, I had no idea, but I've seen the clips here and there on YouTube. But from season 11 all the way up to the last season.
So did you watch any of the Real World or Road Rules? Have you gone back to watch any of those?
The Real World. So what happened was, it was the Real World first, and then the challenge immediately after. So, and because they weren't consistent with the seasons, you get to meet everybody all at once. So just like Real World, oh, this was S, this is so-and-so, Leroy. And then you go to MTV at the challenge, like, oh, that is that person. So they played it at the same time. So you just double dose of everything. Well, the last one I watched was Las Vegas. No. Where Ashley got kicked out. What season was that?
Corey's season. That was a more recent season. Where are they from? I don't
Yeah, that was
remember,
the
but
last
it
one
was
I watched.
skeletons or explosions.
I know, yeah, explosion or something, explosive something. Yeah, that was the last one. The last real world I watched. I had no idea if there was a one that came after. I just stopped being interested because I just got hooked on the challenge than the real world. So I just let it go and I got hooked on the challenge. And yeah, you'll be surprised who my favorite challenger is.
Oh no! If you say Zach, because I know
Female
you.
wise.
Oh, female wise, are you team Cara Maria like Chris?
Cara and Ashley and Cam.
I mean, Ashley and Cam, fair. I didn't like obviously Ashley at the beginning, like in her season with Corey. Her season of the Real World was I
She
thought she was
was
awful.
crazy.
Awful. Like I didn't like, how she spoke to Corey. Like I definitely didn't like her that season. I was happy that they
Oh
kind of pushed
yeah,
her
that
out.
racist line.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
great. But I do think that she's had a bit of a redemption in becoming a really strong competitor on the season and definitely still able to bring the drama. I am
Yep.
curious as to what happened to her, or like what was the conversation, the fight that she had with Josh to get her kicked off the show without don't pass go, don't collect $200. Like they just didn't say anything about what
Like,
actually went on
bye.
there.
What I read on Twitter, I believe.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that bad. But I mean, obviously, I don't know the extent of the conversation. But what do you expect? It's Ashley. You know what I mean?
I was
So
about to say, what do you expect is Josh? You cannot
that
offend
too.
Josh. I feel like there's a new rule, like whatever you do, don't insult Josh because the whole world, the challenged producers will lose their mind over Josh. He's just making the
100%.
show so boring because back in the days, I used to enjoy watching 60 punching people. What happened to that? Bring it back, please.
I definitely don't necessarily condone having
Violence?
violence. Not necessarily, but like sometimes it's a little bit necessary when you're having to deal with someone like Josh. Just kidding.
I mean, think about it. It's so boring now, and everything is like so toned down to the point where Esther couldn't even pour a water on Amber without TJ going, "Don't do that again." I'm like, "Oh, shut up! It's just water. The girl didn't die. She just got baptized. Like, what's the big deal?"
Exactly.
So that's how watered down it is. That it gets annoying. That everything is such a big deal. Pouring water on somebody's a big deal. And I'm like, don't you guys remember when Wes put a whole bottle of Pepsi on Cara Maria? Where the hell was TJ when don't do that? I'm like, shut up, you're boring me.
I know. I mean, I'm not a fan of Fessy, but I was happy that he got kicked off. But I heard that Josh had like broken a glass, and like that is a lot more dangerous. And the season before, you see him pushing Devin all the way till he falls to the couch. So the fact that Josh doesn't get reprimanded for him being involved in all these fights where people get kicked off, like maybe the problem is Josh here, right? Like if Josh is
I think the problem is Josh, Fessy, Nanny, the whole crew. We're just gonna just take a season off, please.
They're
These are the
not. They're all
problems.
back.
Ever since they set up foot on the challenge, it's been a nap. I think the last good season I thoroughly enjoyed was World of the War 2. It had a potential to be a really good season if
Yes.
what didn't happen happened in the middle of the show. They were rooted for themselves, but it was the last one that I was like, oh my god, it's a challenge. And it pissed me off because I got my friend Lelo watching the show, and in the first season he gets to watch is season 37, the worst one. I was like, I'm so embarrassed. He's not even watching with me right now. He's like, that was garbage. I'm not doing that.
I mean, it's hard for me. The reasons why I love the challenge so much, like even the bad seasons of the challenge is still good because it had such a history with all these people. Like I watched all the Real World, I watch all Road Rules, but in real time. And so like I've grown up with all of these people, these characters, and so I still am enjoying watching them just because I feel like they're kind of like my friends or family or people that I've known for a long time. But like I can't imagine coming into the main season right now watching and being entertained because I'm not a fan of Josh. I'm not a fan of Fessy. Not a fan of Casey. I still like Nani, but Casey's turned Nani into boring Nani. So
Oh my God. Nani was my favorite. Whenever there was a Nani scene, I used to take a remote and have her with me just in case my mom walks in and Nani is like doing somebody. And I'm like, change the channel to a gospel something. Like, oh, it's Nani scene. Get ready. But now I'm like, go on even.
Boring. So we have some people joining us here for a watch party. Hi, Diva. Thank you for joining us. So just to let you guys know, we're just kind of settling in here. Anybody that wants to join us for the watch party, but it's going to be over on Twitch. So at twitch.tv/reality realness with 3 S's, we'll be airing that in about 2 minutes. So if you want to start making your way over there, I will have to kill this YouTube and Facebook stream. So if you're watching us from either of those locations, make sure you go over to Twitch because I will be stopping the stream in a couple minutes. Oh, we have Dan Brooks here. Thanks for joining us here as well. You love Ashley. Like, I do love Ashley. I didn't love her before, like I said, but I love her now. Cam, I'll always love Cam. She might have even had her baby by now. I know she was very pregnant the last time I saw her within the last couple of weeks. So she might have had her baby by now. And who is the other person that you said?
Cara. She was the face. Do you understand that? She was on posters and everything. So everybody tried to watch on live. The girl with the red hair and the abs, she was everywhere. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. And I like the victim story. Yeah, and I like the growth she has on the show from being a bullied victim to being the big monster now. It's like, oh, what a transition. I love it. She has a good story to tell.
Well, okay, I didn't like Cara. I thought she was annoying when she first started. And then I actually really liked when she got together with Abram. Like, I loved that whole, they were kind of them against the world. So I really liked that then.
That was crazy.
And then now that their relationship, when they came back and the whole Thomas thing, like that whole bit was a little bit out of control for me. Obviously, Abraham is not completely sane, but I did like their relationship when
not completely sane.
when it seemed healthy. But now I so cannot stand her relationship with Polly that it's actually allowed me not to enjoy her company or enjoy her presence. I find her very frustrating, very annoying. How they get so offended by everything everybody does and how they're like, oh, the challenge needs us, the show sucks without it. Like, I'm not into either, like them together as a couple. So it can't allow me to see Cara separately because like she's choosing this person to be her life partner. I'm not really a fan.
I agree. If I could write her story, I would have given her a bad BH season where she's single and killing challenges and not mating with anybody, just brutal and winning with CT after CT after CT. Like all of CT's win, I would have loved to have Cara win with CT back to back. That would have been epic.
Yeah, that would have been super cool. But it seems that they're a package deal. So if we're gonna have Cara Maria, we're gonna have Polly, and I'm not into that. Diva agrees with you that it is so watered down. Yes, it's watered down BS for sure now. I mean, it's not as fiery as like the past seasons, but Allstars seems less watered down, in my opinion. It seems like the people that are on Allstars, because they're not so social media considering all the time, like they actually are still themselves. They're not this new generation of reality TV stars that really only care about how they're being portrayed. And so that's why I personally prefer Allstars right now, is that it's the people that we grew up with, the people that we love, that are not watered down versions of themselves. They're still real people. They're not these caricatures that like they think that we want. They're still their real self. So I'm excited to get into this episode. Hey, ladies, I'm excited to watch episode 3. Binge the first 2 this morning. Yes. Okay, we're going to start this right now. I'm going to do these last 2 comments, and then we will go on over. Nani is the one that gets on my nerves. I'm fine with Nani. Like, it was a mess on her season of the real world. She was messy when she came into the challenge world. Her birthday's the day after mine, so I guess maybe I have an appreciation for how she is. I can relate to her maybe a little bit. When's your birthday?
26 May, I'm a Gemini.
Gemini, yes. We
Please
love
don't kill me. I
Geminis.
know people hate Geminis.
I love Geminis.
We're
I'm
nice.
Aquarius. Aquarius loves Geminis. We're good. Don't worry.
Thank you.
We're good. You can have as many faces as you like with me. I like them both. Kara has bad choice in men. Yes. That's maybe what bothers me about Cara Maria or frustrates me is that I guess it's like part of her not really having that much self-esteem and confidence that she chooses men that I feel are kind of toxic, that does kind of give her that power, but it's kind of like negative power. It's like toxic power. So yeah, I agree that her choice in men is also what makes me not enjoy Cara Maria very much. I love Hate West. I love Hate West too. You're gonna
Me
hate
too.
West after this season probably. I'm a Cancer, birthday July 14th. My mom and dad are both Cancers. You guys are very loving, caring, and emotional, and love your house, home, and family. So you're very kind. You mean July 13th? That's okay. You don't. It's okay if you mess up your birthday. Just kidding. All right, so I'm going to end the streams now on Facebook and YouTube, just because we can't share this content there. So do that, and then we'll get into this episode. So, have you watched the other 2 seasons of Allstars? Yes, you have. And so you
Yes,
enjoyed
I
them.
have. I love them.